You want to learn mind management. How come you never bothered about it in school? Well, you instead opted for business management, financial management, home management, and even time management. Yet you neglected the one element that would help manage the rest. Gaines said, you wanted to manage everything so well, but you ignored the manager itself, the mind. The mind. If you think there's a lapse in the teaching approach of many universities, then you're actually right. You sure would question the essence of a driving school that teaches you everything about a car, but how to drive it. Because managing your mind is actually way easier than managing 10 bucks. Sadly, you weren't taught. But I'm here on a rescue mission. And in this video, I'll be showing you the strategies, tips, and practices to manage your mind more effectively. First, let's talk about the fact that your mind can actually be managed. Yeah, you can manage it. That's if you never knew. Your mind can be so distant from reality. That's why you can manage it. For instance, have you noticed that once you become aware of an infectious illness, even if you don't have it, your mind tricks you to feel the symptoms? Yeah, I got you there. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that a mind that can be tricked can surely be managed. You want to know how to manage it like a driver steers the wheel? Then let's get in. I have a few necessary tips to help you with mind management. Foremost, you must develop better self-awareness to identify patterns that give your mind troubles and cause your unwanted thoughts, like rumination or a bad attitude. Have you ever wondered why you run some tests and scans before doctors go ahead to treat you? Well, it's because even a doctor, despite their decades of education and training, can't treat you until they know you. Easily, you can't manage a mind you don't know. You remember Socrates' famous philosophy that says, know thyself? Well, it emphasizes that the man who is the greatest is the one who has conquered himself. And you know already that you can't conquer what you don't know. So before you can attempt mind management, develop a good knowledge of yourself. Know your tendencies, your likes, your dislikes, your vulnerabilities, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Your journey to mind management begins with this. And if you've started this already, I say a big congratulations to you. You can join me on the next. Once you know you've put in the efforts into knowing yourself, you should know that knowledge isn't meant to take your name into Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most self-known person. Rather, the essence of knowing you is so you can identify what needs to change about you. No, you shouldn't bother when you find a toxic trait in you. We're all products of our experiences, and such toxic traits is most likely not your fault, but still deal with it. So while you know yourself, identify toxic traits and patterns that aren't of help to you and take note of them. You know what you do by doing that? You're like one doing a diagnosis. Well, mind management makes you do many things, but the fact is that it's truly easy. And we move to the third. Have you ever heard people say when something happens a third time, it was meant to be? It's surely not by chance or by luck. And so the third point here is that you accept those things that are meant to be. You can hit the like button if you just got that joke. The third time tells you it's no coincidence. And the third point tells you to actually accept that it's not. The act is called psychological health, where you work on those things you can change, and for those you can't, you simply accept that reality and stop beating yourself up over them. All your family members like football, and you seem to hate everything about sports. Well, can you just accept that you can't change it and stop feeling weirdly different? I mean, I've heard a white footballer say he doesn't watch football or like the sport, yet he plays in one of the world's biggest clubs. If you got the hint, you could figure him out. But what's really the point here? That if a footballer claims he doesn't really watch or like football aside when he plays it, then stop beating yourself up. Oh, I forgot you. I know many are even more worried about something as unchangeable as their stature, height, or skin color. Like I said, psychological health tells you to aim towards bigger goals while you accept those things that you can't change and be at peace with them. The next point is that you change perspectives and you change your traits too. You've identified what's wrong, accepted what's right. Now change your perspectives to help you change your traits. Self-talk can go a long way toward helping you change your mindset. But the way you talk to yourself matters. When addressing yourself in the first person doesn't seem to have much impact, try switching to a third-person perspective. For example, instead of, I feel miserable, but I've been through worse, so I can deal with this too. Try, I know you feel miserable right now, but you worked hard to cope with other challenges. I know you have the strength to face this new problem too. It might feel a little awkward, but the cognitive reappraisal strategy offers a couple of important benefits. So the next time you talk to you, refer to yourself as you, because you're actually you. But why? First, Repositioning yourself as an outside observer helps create space from intense thoughts and emotions. You're stepping back from a mindset that's only fueling distress. Looking at a situation from this newly distanced point of view often makes it easier to see the full picture, not just the most immediate effects. Second, consciously choosing to examine situations from the third-person perspective helps you interrupt circling thoughts and explore your feelings productively. Also, as you cast your mind back to the specific experience affecting you, replace questions like, "Why do I feel this way?" and "What caused this to affect me so deeply?" with third-person questions. Why does James feel this way? What about this situation triggered those feelings? And if you're James, like I mentioned, let me get a message for you in the comment section. And you won't do that without subscribing, right? Well, that's not to James alone. For others, let me tell you which tip you found most helpful so far. And let's all see in the comment section. Notably, changing your perspective helps trick your mind into considering yourself as another person, giving you distance from your own hardships. This also has benefit when it comes to cheering yourself on, since people also tend to accept outside support more readily than encouragement from within. Most importantly, changing your perspective makes it easier for you to change those negative traits you've identified. And now that you've done this, the very fifth point is that you focus on the positives. Positive reframing is another reappraisal strategy that can help you regain control over your mindset. Positive thinking doesn't mean pretending there's nothing wrong, ignoring problems, or failing to consider helpful solutions. Rather, it involves putting a more positive spin on your negative thoughts, looking on the bright side, finding a silver lining in the storm clouds above. Reframing won't change the actual outcome of a situation, but it can change the way you feel about your circumstances. Say you slipped in wet leaves and fell off your bike while training for a race. You didn't sustain any life-threatening injuries, but you did break your ankle. This puts you out of commission for several weeks, leaving you disappointed and irritated with yourself for riding carelessly. Blaming yourself will likely only make you feel worse. Self-compassion, however, can help you accept the disappointment in stride and turn your attention toward your next opportunity. Maybe you praise yourself for always making sure to wear your helmet. Tell yourself you'll be better prepared for the race next year, or feel grateful you didn't break anything else. And that way, there's more focus on the seemingly little positives and less focus on the negatives, no matter how much. Your focus is what amplifies things. Whatever you focus on becomes bigger, so choose wisely, positives or negatives. Next, become a writer. If that got you thinking of switching professions, then you were wrong, sadly. You don't have to leave your legal profession to become a writer. You can be a writer while you do that. What I simply mean is that writing helps you gain mastery over your mind. Write your goals, keep journals, get a diary, write your observations, your random thoughts, and many more. Just keep writing. You must have heard that the fullest pen is sharper than the sharpest brain. So write. It's what makes you more accountable. And while your pen does the writing, the next point tells your mind to do the drawing. It's called guided imagery. Well, guided imagery is a meditation technique where you visualize positive, peaceful scenarios to promote a calmer state of mind. According to a small 2014 study, guided imagery does seem to promote a more positive mood and may help ease stress and anxiety. Once you feel calmer, you might have an easier time maintaining a relaxed state and regaining control over your thoughts and overall mindset. Now, get started with this simple exercise. Get comfortable. Sitting down works best. And close your eyes. Take a few slow, deep breaths. You'll want to keep breathing just like this as you create your visual scene. Using plenty of sensory details, create a relaxing scene in your mind. Try to think of something that brings you peace. Whether that's the lake shore at your childhood home, the well-trodden path at your favorite park, or a leafy, crisp autumn day. Fully develop the scene by including the sounds, smell, and the feel of the air on your skin. Picture yourself wandering through the scene you've created, mindfully noticing your surroundings and taking in every detail. Keep breathing slowly, letting the peace of the scene wash over you and help you relax. Spend 10 to 15 minutes enjoying your image. Finish the exercise with a few deep breaths and open your eyes. Well, I don't know what you saw, but you know what you just did? You just managed your mind into thinking what you wanted it to think and not necessarily the circumstances around you dictate. That's good, isn't it? And it's just one of the many ways of meditation. It's often advised that we spend at least 30 minutes to an hour daily to meditate. And you can also add breathing exercises to control your mind better. And also, after practicing all of these, it's advisable you see your therapist for more personalized tips. But even if you don't, with what you've learned from this video and with consistent practice, Congratulations on your new role as a mind manager. Never should your mind escape your control anymore. I'm sure you enjoyed watching this video. Do well to like it and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until next time, peace out.